Mistake number two is underestimating how involved her family will actually be in your relationship. You know, in the US, you date the person, but in Philippines, you date the person and their entire family, and maybe even the entire barangay if she's out in the province. So some things you need to expect. Her family will want to meet you early, sometimes even after just a couple of dates. They're going to ask you questions and that are going to seem a little personal. They're going to ask about your income. They're going to ask about your intentions. They're going to ask about your future plans. Do you plan to stay here? Are you going to get married? They're going to have opinions about your relationship, and they expect to be heard. And if you get serious, they're going to expect financial help once you get serious, especially if you get married. And they're going to be involved in major decisions such as where you live, how you spend money, and even how you raise the kids. And, you know, don't get it wrong. This is not her being immature or dependent or needy, you know, on her parents. This is just Filipino culture. Family here is everything. And if you can't accept that her family is always going to be a priority, then just don't fucking date a Filipina. You know, stay home or, you know, date a Western girl. And I've seen foreign men get frustrated because their girlfriend wants to send money home to her parents, or because the family needs something, or the family expects them to pay for, you know, a niece's tuition, or, you know, simply because of some major decisions require family input. And they're just not used to that back home in their own country, especially in the US. And, you know, sometimes they see it as the girlfriend is just being too dependent or putting the family first, or maybe the family is taking advantage. But from the Filipino perspective, you know, family support is normal, and it's expected and it's honorable for the children to grow up and take care of their parents. And here's what you need to accept. Her parents' opinions matter a lot. And, you know, you're going to be expected to help her family financially, you know, if you get serious, especially if you get married, you know. And another thing is family gatherings, they're mandatory. They're not optional. So just plan to go. Don't fight it. Extended family like cousins, aunts, uncles, they're all part of the package. And if you can't handle this, be upfront with her early. You know, don't start dating her and lead her on, and then, you know, later on you resent her and you resent her family. That's just not going to work. You know, you're not dating just her. You, here in the Philippines, you're entering an entire family system. And that includes sometimes the neighbors and the barangay. So be prepared.